Hi there, it's Dr. David Green, founder and CEO of R3 Stem Cell, the global leader in regenerative therapies. So the other day I was reviewing the U.S. Anti-Doping Association website, and they have an article entitled, "What Do Athletes Need to Know About Stem Cell Therapies?" Now the article was originally written in 2016, but it states that it was updated a year ago, so pretty recent. Now the article starts out just fine. Talks about what are stem cells, how are stem cells obtained. So it's like this, and then it sort of falls off a cliff because there's a lot of misinformation in the few paragraphs after that. So allow me to try and clarify and give accurate information on what's legal and what's not allowed for athletes. So we treat a lot of athletes, whether they are bodybuilders, track and field, football players, so contact, non-contact sports. And what are the benefits of stem cell therapy for athletes? All right, well, first of all, the stem cells that we use, either domestically or internationally, are on no banned lists. They are not performance-enhancing drugs, all right? So no athlete who receives stem cells at one of our clinics is going to pop positive because of that treatment, all right? So it doesn't need to be filed as a TUE, as the article sometimes mentions. But one of the things that the article makes a distinction about is between autologous stem cell therapy versus donor. Now, autologous means you take it from yourself. The doctor will take it either from your fat tissue or your bone marrow. They'll process it at that visit and give it back to you. If they take your bone marrow or adipose and they culture those stem cells, and then you come back in a few weeks to get the treatment, that is not allowed in the United States, but you can get that internationally. All right? And as long as there are no banned substances being used to culture your stem cells, it's fine to do that. In the United States, we use donor tissue, which comes from umbilical cord tissue, and we get that from an accredited FDA agency, and we process those at our labs under GMP conditions and abiding by FDA regulations. When those tissue products are used for an athlete or a senior citizen or student or whatnot, that is still legal in the United States. But that's not what the USADA leads you to believe. It says that basically if it's not FDA approved, that it's not legal. And that's where whoever wrote this web page and then reviewed it in 2024 got it wrong, okay? So there's a difference in the United States between the regulation of drugs, biologics, and medical devices versus the application, which is under the practice of medicine. Congress made it very clear back in the 80s and 90s that the FDA regulates drugs, devices, and biologics, and medical boards and other licensing authorities regulate the practice of medicine. So that's where the USADA assumed that they were one and the same, and that's not the case. The U.S. Anti-Doping Association should have made that a lot more clear for patients, because a lot of them say, are we doing something illegal here if I get this procedure? And the answer is absolutely not. These are legal, but considered experimental by the FDA because they haven't been definitively FDA approved yet.